So what you're going to do is create 3 sprites. One named sprite car or character, using the player's sprite that we've supplied. And then you're going to want to create another sprite called sprite ladder, using the ladder sprite that we've supplied you with, or with one of your own. The next sprite will be sprite platform, and then it will consist of the platform sprite. Next, you're going to want to create 3 objects. The first one being OBJ platform, using the platform sprite as a representation of it. The next one being object ladder. Ladder, there we go. You're going to want it to be thing. Probably I made it solid. You're not supposed to make it solid here. Make everything else solid though. See, look. And the final one, you're going to want to be OBJ character or player. This will use the character sprite. So set it as solid. Solid? Should I? Yeah, screw it. We'll now add an event, a step event. This will check if there's anything nearby.
Actually, this one's from gravity.
We'll use this to set gravity for the object. We're going to set the gravity direction to 270, which is below us, and set the gravity as 0.5, which is a fairly small gravity. Else, that means if anything, if there is something in there, the gravity below us will be 0. And now we set a test variable. This will test the vertical speed. If the vertical speed is above 12, this means it will detect if the variable known as vertical speed will be above the value of 12. This will then set the vertical speed back at 12, so it does not exceed a certain limit. Oh yeah. At this point, we will set a check object. We'll set a check object instance now, where we'll check for an object nearby, which will be the ladder. When it detects the ladder, it will stick to it, and it will allow free movement up and down the ladder. You need to set this relative to the actual object, so that it actually does detect if there's an object at your position, rather than anywhere on the map. Things go wrong then. Horrible things. We need to set the gravity now. Now that we've detected an object in the area, we'll set the gravity below us to be 0, with a vertical speed of 0 also. This is that when we detect a ladder near at our position, we stop moving and are able to actually climb the ladder. Now we will add a collision event with the platform, which is what we'll be standing on. Take that note that most of the actual events will actually happen with NPCs or the player. Set the vertical speed to 0 here, now that we've actually collided with the actual platform, so we don't fall through it. Now we move to contact in a direction of 270 with a maximum of 1 against the solid object. This makes sure that we are actually in contact with the actual platform. Now we will add an event where we press the space, which will act as our jump key. We will make sure that there is no actual thing in front, that we're not colliding with anything in front of us or below us. So that means we cannot double jump and cause some major glitching in the game. This position needs to be relative to us, or a collision relative to our position. Now when we press space, we will need to set a vertical speed, which will be -10, which means that we will rise at a speed of -10 before gravity takes effect and brings us down. Now set an event for the left arrow key. This will act as movement. We need to check if there's an empty space beside us, so we don't actually warp through or clip through any objects that are near us. It also ceases movement in case there is an object in front of us. Set this to the coordinates of -4, 0, which is 4 units to the left of us. We need to also set a jump position, so we move -4 spaces when there is actually a position free next to us. Also make sure to set it as relative too. Set an up event where we need to check if there's a position free. We also need to set the variable to a value of units that's above us, which is in the negative range in the Y value. We also need to check if there's an object in the position, which would be the ladder, which allows upwards movement when we press the up key. Create a start of a block, and check if there's an empty space if -4 spaces above us. Or below us, should I say. We also need to check there's jump to position, which is -4, which is above us. Pressing up also allows upwards movement. Make sure to set all if collision is free to relative, so it detects what's relative to us rather than what's in the map. Set an end of the block at this point now. Now we will create a right instance key, which will allow us to move right. Check empty. Oh wait, no. No, that's wrong. Wait. Oh wait, I'm right, yeah. Check if there's anything free 4 spaces to the right of us. Remember, negative is left, positive is right, and set this to be relative to us. Now set jump to position to 4 spaces to 4 units, which is right where we're checking. Now add a down instance, which allows us to climb down ladders. Check object, ladder. If there's a ladder at the position relative to us, we will be able to climb down the ladder freely. Create the start of a block. We need to check if the space is empty below us too. So we need to set this relative to us. And make sure that it's 4 space, Y is set to 4, which is 4 units below us. Jump to position 4 relative to us, which allows us to move to not actually jump to a certain position on the map. This means that we can actually climb down a ladder without porting around the map. Now add an end of the block. Add an other event, which is the outside room event. If we fall outside the room, we need to jump back to the start so we can actually reclaim our place in the map, rather than being in an endless loop. Now we need to create a room. Create a room however you feel, but this is how we've decided to create the room so far. Remember, this is just an example. You don't actually need to follow this map. Make sure to put platforms and a set of ladders around the area so you can actually successfully test your new map or your coding. Make sure to incorporate spaces for jumps so you can test out whatever you need to. Just notice there. Yep. And there you go. You're free to test. Should we just end it there?
Yeah, sure.